everybody. Good evening. I want to explain the hat. I am wearing a hat in solidarity for our friends in the South who are not used to being cold. And we are up here in the North and in the Western New York area. We are. So I am wearing my kitty hat in solidarity, and I'm thinking of Looney Tunes, who is in Louisiana, and he sent a couple of pictures today, which I forgot to pull up. So maybe I'll pull them up later on. But right now, we are doing the solidarity hat because that's Florida, actually. That's like, woo, boy, it's cold. And it's cold here. But, we're used to this shit and you get prepared. I keep the electric heater on the downstairs in the basement. I had to get a new one of those oil filled ones, put it on next to the well holding tank and all those pipes. Excuse me. And then I keep an electric heater on in the bathroom at the farthest end of the house because that is where things freeze. It is 3 degrees here now, and I have to go to Buffalo tomorrow. Yep, gotta go. And it is going to be, let's see if I can show you. I don't know if I can show you. I won't say, I didn't put it up, but it's going to be -8 at 7 a.m. And I have to leave, but not that early because I canceled one of my appointments. Unfortunately, I had to cancel because I can't leave that early. And I am a little worried about the fact that my windshield's cracked already from the cold weather the other day. So anyway, solidarity, everybody, solidarity with Looney Tunes. You're here, sweetheart. Hi. We have solidarity with you and the Floridians and everybody else in the jet stream that has moved way south, which is really weird. They're saying on the weather I watched today that it hasn't been like that since 1989. And I wonder what the conditions were in 1989 when the jet stream had an Arctic flow through like this, very strange, very strange. But so my show tonight, I'm going to talk about, and the reason why I called it this, and let me see if I have this picture. I don't even know if I brought my picture up. Let me see if I brought my picture up. Okay, here it is. Find yourself at the corner of look around and find out. And I'm feeling a little devilish. Okay, well, feeling a little devilish. Well, actually, let me show you again. See, there she is right there. Yep, I'm feeling a little devilish, and it's not even Halloween. But hang on a second. God damn. That's what happens when you fill the wood stove, even though it didn't blow in on me, and do it before the show. So here we are. Again, solidarity. And we're going to go through something the orange turd did and said. And that is saying that we are I don't know. I was fine all day long until I have to do a show. So that the orange turd said we are in an imaginary energy emergency. No, we are in a climate and environment emergency, right? And Jackie, you don't know. I don't do the word either. It's orange turd. That's my words. I can't help it. It's how I feel, and it's what it's going to be. I'm not going to say his name. And my very good friend Sam Mitchell says, how can I get through my rant tonight without saying it? Oh, I'm going to try. So let me say good evening. And we've already got our normal thumbs down tonight, and I'd like a lot of thumbs up tonight. Please, we got to get in some kind of, it's the standard. Every YouTube says, say like, please do the like. It's the algorithm. It's this, it's that. Nobody, I'm sure the algorithm never puts me in. And I did not monetize this. I'll probably do it after. I would have monetized if I had remembered, because I really want everything for January for Pasadena, which So let me say hi to Jean for moderating. Thank you. And Kim for moderating. Thank you. And it's great to see Kelly here, and Otto and Bob. And I love all of you. See, and I know the word love, but I feel it. I really feel it. And I'm actually going to talk about something later. Remind me. If I forget, you tell me. I have to remind you about the video about the woman that said about living alone. Remind me, okay, guys? Because I've got a lot going on here. And I'm already starting with you guys. I had a security clearance canceled. And one Warhawk is out of business. Yeah, but you know what? For one that's out of business, they're going to put in a whole lot of others. All right, so listen. I said hi. I said thank you to my moderators, whom I dearly, dearly, dearly need. And if anybody's interested, we know that face crack sucks, right? We don't like Fuckerberg. Okay, but we do a really good page with a lot of good information. So I'm looking for somebody that may want to moderate and help the chat that might happen over there, if we had anybody. I always send everybody over here, but who knows? Maybe we could use it to our advantage, since we are people that do things like science literacy. It empowers you to know when someone else is full of shit, right? Yes. And we are educators, and we are scientifically literate, and we don't share a lot of crap. And Jonathan O does a great job on the site. And yes, I know that everyone uses YouTube, but I don't know. I think that our channel or our page has the ability to make a difference. Maybe I'm being naive on face crack, to bring facts in, All right. So anyway, oh, Loie, you're so cute. You like my Hi, Janet. Yes, it's great to see you. Like my hat? You like my hat? Yeah. It's my solidarity hat for all you people down south who are not used to this. So I thought I'd be in a hat tonight. Plus, it keeps me warmer, since I can't keep the door open. I can't keep the door to this room open because of the cats coming in. And I have so many cats and so many wires in here, so they can't come in. Okay, into the trenches. Into the trenches. I don't know. It could be just, hopium on my part. But anyway, so that we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about censorship, but not necessarily censorship like we think about it. I'm thinking of the future. I'm thinking of the narcissist in chief, the orange turd, who really doesn't like anybody to talk against him. And I'm thinking about all of the social media giant owners who kissed the ring. And I'm thinking about their private companies that can actually do what they want. And I'm thinking about all of our channels that talk freely so far, except that you can't use the Z word. That talk freely so far and are equal opportunity criticizers. And what's going to happen if the orange turds get too big for his britches? What's going to happen? What if he decides to strong arm Jeff Bezos, that little skinny twerp, and strong arm Facebook, and strong arm anybody, to say, okay, it's not government censorship. It's not government censorship per se, as he has uh, made a big thing, that he wants no government censorship. But he certainly doesn't mention these private corporations and their potential for censorship, right? And little channels like mine, or the big ones, like, let's say, Midas Touch, who, by the way, yesterday, they're not my favorite in the whole world because it's always like the orange turd 24/7. But they did a whole day of cute animal videos, and they raised, like, I don't know, 70,000 plus dollars for the animal organizations out west. And I was thrilled because I thought it was really cute. And yes, they are. They're propaganda on the left. But they did a really nice thing yesterday. And if you looked, they were raising money. They did not cover the Orange Turd's inauguration, and they raised money for animals. And I thought that was great. So it was okay, And I would rather see that than half the stuff that I saw when I was on Rumble. And that was I was on Rumble for a time, and Rumble, because I thought, okay, well, maybe people would be educated on Rumble, but Rumble scared me. When I looked at and I'm not usually a scared person, but I looked at all those channels, all those channels on Rumble, and all of that free speech over there that the right laps up, they lap it up. Well, what happens if the orange turd decides to strong arm all these channels and we all have to become like Rumble? I mean, think about it. Could it happen? Could it happen? I mean, I think about this, and you think about, the bunch of fat cats buying a bunch of traditional and social media companies, which they have, as private citizens, and they coordinate, right, with extremist government officials to ban conflicting thought while broadly advertising agendas they support. Right? And we can all see the effect of the supposed freedom, right? The effect is the agenda we don't all believe in, but the end result is that when we let it go this far, right, or too far, we can't control it. We're not going to be able to control it. We can't trust any company or corporation to self-regulate. No. And we can't trust government to regulate ideas, leaving us at a significant impasse. It is. I mean, that's what I think. And I see it coming. I do see it coming. And so do other people. But I don't want to be paranoid. Is it hyperbole? Is it alarmism? It couldn't happen in 1939 Germany, could it? Right? So, I mean, just think about all this stuff. And then we're going to come back, and we are going to do a story about the energy, this energy emergency, which is like the green light. And he said, drill baby Jill, right? The green light to destroy what isn't destroyed, at least in the United States. It's disgusting. So I picked an article in the New Yorker by Bill McKibben because I thought, well, it was kind of, well, I liked it, actually. And I'm going to read it. And then we could talk about it a little bit. Donald Trump invents an energy emergency. The day one executive orders call for more drilling, something that really nobody wants. Nobody but greedy pigs, like some of the people in my county that are looking and there's not that many. We have to educate them, right? The misuse of power under Donald, under the orange turd is to be taken for granted. Monday's list of executive actions on behalf of the fossil fuel industry was entirely expected. This time around, there is no hesitation about withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord, which is a decision that took 4 months in his first term, nor about opening up new lands for drilling, which I just want to cry, really. I don't want to this show. Nor about rolling back regulations that have encouraged the production of electric cars. In fact, consider all promises kept in April 2024 in a closed-door meeting, soon uncovered by the pre-traumatized Washington Post. Trump laid out the terms to industry leaders. You all are wealthy enough, he said, that you should raise $1 billion to return me to the White House. At the dinner, he vowed to immediately reverse dozens of President Biden's environmental rules and policies and stop new ones from being enacted, according to people with knowledge of the meeting who spoke on the condition of anonymity to describe a private conversation. So giving $1 billion would be a deal, Trump said, because of the taxation and regulation they would avoid thanks to him, according to the people, right? Those, I heard from the little birding on the wall. The executives responded. A fracking king named Harold Hamm, who had originally supported Ron DeSantis in the primaries, took the lead, working the phones assiduously. Harold can just stick his finger in the ground and oil will come up, an admiring turd explained at one event. But in this case, he stuck his finger in his phone, and what came up was money. The Post again, Hamm is working incredibly hard to raise as much money as he can from the energy sector, said a turd campaign aide. We've gotten max out checks from people we've never gotten a dollar from before. As I say, no one seems to shake their head at any of that anymore. It's corrupt, but a kind of corruption legalized by the Supreme Court in Citizens United and other decisions. We're beginning to take it for granted that the government power will be used on behalf of the highest bidder. Can you say oligarchy? Thank you, Bernie Sanders. The corruption of language, however, is slightly different. Trump, dump, the yellow, sometimes yellow, orange turd, a master at directing the focus where he wants it to be, also used Monday's signing sessions to declare a national energy emergency, which, oh my God, is just like such a bunch of crap. Yeah. So this one aide says this will unlock a variety of different authorities that let him make these changes more easily. But the main effect is simply to muddy the waters and do a lot more to the waters, let me tell you, for his clean air and clean water bull. It's a lie. Because there is no energy emergency, America has been producing oil and gas at record levels. Thank you, Joe Biden. No, thank you. Indeed, oil industry players have been pointing out in the past few weeks that they don't really want to see more drilling, as that would drive prices down. Trump's executive orders by halting the leasing of federal waters for offshore wind farms would effectively limit the amount of energy the country could potentially generate. This energy emergency supposedly stems from a need to provide more power to data centers so that we can beat China, and we're going to talk about that a little bit too, in developing the grail of artificial intelligence. The national energy emergency is crucial because we are in an AI race with China, and our ability to produce domestic American energy is so crucial, such that we can generate the electricity and power that's needed to stay at the global forefront of technology, a Trump official, speaking not for attribution to reporters, said on the morning of the inauguration. But all doubts about utility and urgency of developing AI aside, if this were the new administration's real goal, it would actually want to leave fossil fuels behind. At the end of 2024, a Silicon Valley team that included researchers from Stripe, Anthropic, Tesla, and elsewhere produced a report showing that solar microgrids are by far the fastest way to build the power that the data centers need. Can you say business as usual? Estimated time to operation for a large off-grid solar microgrid could be around 2 years, 1 to 2 years for site acquisition and permitting, plus 1 to 2 years for site build out, though there's no obvious reasons why this couldn't be done faster by very motivated and competent builders, the report states. That's because essentially all you have to do is put up a bunch of solar panels and some batteries and run a wire to your data center, not build a huge centralized power plant to connect it to the grid. The report continues, off-grid solar microgrids offer a fast path to power AI data centers at enormous scale. The tech is mature. The suitable parcels of land in the Southwest are known, and this solution is likely faster than most, if not all, alternatives. So the actual emergency, obviously, is with the climate. The past 2 years were the hottest ever recorded. In 2023, Canadian fires filled American skies with choking smoke. 2024 saw Hurricane Helene devastate southern Appalachia. 2025 dawned with the Los Angeles Inferno. For years, activists tried to persuade Joe Biden to declare a climate emergency, mostly in an effort to focus attention and action on the crisis. Biden instead worked hard to build out clean energy through the Inflation Reduction Act, virtuous work that got him and the climate crisis almost no attention at all. So now we find ourselves at an Orwellian moment, almost a Seussian one. Our leader has declared a fake emergency about energy so that we can do more of something, drilling for oil and gas that causes the actual emergency, now devastating our second most populous city. It's certainly possible that Trump's gambit will succeed in confusing voters, and it's almost certain that it will confuse much of the media, which has a history of following whatever squirrel he lets out of the cage. See? And they do, man. Boy, did they do a lot of ass kissing. But it's unlikely that he will fool the Chinese, who are building renewable energy faster than anyone. And it's almost certain that he will fail to confuse the planet's glaciers and ice caps, which will go on melting, or its forests and grasslands, which will go on burning, or its seas, which will go on rising. When we want to describe the folly of our leaders, we often invoke the example of King Canute smiting the sea with his scepter to hold back the waves. Canute, however, I hope I'm saying it right, was wilier than our other usual version of the legend. He was actually trying to show his flattering courtiers that there were limits to his power. The 12th century English historian of Huntingdon says that as the water swept past, Canute declared, "Let all men know how empty and worthless is the power of kings. For there is none worthy of the name, but he whom heaven and earth and sea obey by eternal laws." Gosh, did he know about the orange turd? He then hung his gold crown on a crucifix and never wore it again to honor the God Almighty, the King. Trump, of course, is up. The orange turd, of course, is delivering the opposite of that pious and humble message. He confuses attention with reality, just as Biden sometimes confused reality with attention, or even reality. It's an emergency, all right. All right, so I want to talk about it a little bit. I want to go back to talk about that. You know, criticize Bill McKibben. He has a good heart, and he's, oops, what the heck is going on? Where is my other screen? Wait a second. Here we go. Oh! Well, that's not supposed to happen. So anyway, it is a conundrum. And, there's the conundrum of renewables, which then have to, right now at least, and he talked about the desert like it's nothing. And if you watch anything from Max Wilbert, it was something, even though they lost their protest. There's a lot of life in the desert, but people will just take it for granted and say, well, let's just go where nobody is, instead of thinking about how about other organisms than human beings. But that's not going to be thought of because they know there's an emergency in CO2 in the atmosphere. And so I guess it's a tipping thing, not a tipping point, or it could be. It's really tipping at, okay, what do we want to do? Because we're going to do something. I don't care what anybody says. There's going to be either fossil fuels or there's going to be renewables or a mix of both. A lot of the politicians, actually, they used to say in all of the above, right? And a lot of them don't say that anymore because they got their papers from the orange turd. That was a good one that my old congressperson, Tom Reed, the old pervert who had to resign, he used to say, all of the above, all of the above. But all of the above, we have that now, and we are all of the aboving ourselves into the apocalypse, into oblivion, really, right? All right. So let me get a couple of comments because it looks like you guys are chit-chatting, and my guest on Friday night is David. And where are you, David? I saw your, oh my gosh. Stop it. She says, am I aging in reverse? No. I'm just healthier, not my spine and not from getting sick. I don't know what it is. I'm not aging in reverse. I have good lighting here. But if you really want to see the wrinkles, I'll go out in the sunlight. All right. I'm looking for David. David is the guest on Friday night, which you guys are probably going to you'll like David. He means well. David has a good project. It's natural way of CO2 sequestration, and I'm interested, and you will be too. You definitely will be too. So anyway, but you'll have more of that because I'll get you the marketing, for that show, and you'll understand. But I'm really happy you're here, David Mitchell. That's his name, and you will. So what is Sam saying? What are all the other organisms that than human beings are you talking about? You sound like one of them science defenders. We all know birds aren't real. So what others are you referring to? Thank you. Lots of them little critters. Just go watch any Max Wilbert video. He's going to give you the answer. He'll give you the answer. Okay. So the fake energy crisis. All right. We all know that that's a bunch of shit. Yeah. And it is pretty pathetic. Yeah, it is. Oh, look at that. Somebody gave us a super chat. Thank you. We are so fucked. Well, that's going right to Pasadena. So I thought I would do that early and show you and show you guys. Pasadena Animal Shelter. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. We may even have $400. I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. Yeah, Midas Touch had, I don't know, 70,000, but that's okay. It's okay because we are really trying. So there was another thing I wanted to talk about. When you talk about all of this, again, I'll show you we're at the finding out, are we at the dead end? You know, uh, I did want to talk a little bit about, well, I'm going to talk about fracking because, you know, fracking, they want to drill, they want to frack. It's a not a good thing. In March, in my state, in March of 24, New York banned it. The high volume hydraulic fracking, they call it, which uses a mixture of water and harmful chemicals. It also includes the use of carbon dioxide. The ban was a result of an extensive investigation into the environmental impacts of fracking, which now, with Suffolk County's Lee Zeldin probably going to get the EPA position if he didn't, they're going to try to get rid of the ban. I don't know how permanent it is. And as I've always told you, I live right on Marcellus Shell, and that will ruin our well water in a lovely place that I live. I actually have a picture of the lovely little town I live in. Let me see if I can pull it up. I thought I had it on my desktop, but I may not. Oh, yeah, this is where isn't that cute? That's the little town I live in. That's where I have to educate people as to how much damage fracking is going to do to our county if they listen to our new congressman, Limp Dick Langworthy. And he is really a Trump, an orange turd ass kisser. I've got to get that T word out of my brain. Because I said I wasn't going to say it, but he is. And he's already talking about the same shit, the energy thing. And we've got to, they know they are chomping at the bit to get here in our county. And I'm chopping at the bit to go to a town meeting and actually expose myself. Oh, be quiet, you. You be quiet. He's going to count. I knew you would do that. But I'd like to go to a town meeting and bring the materials that were produced when the ban was put in and educate the town. But I also live in a very red town. These days, you got to think of security. I mean, people know who I am, but I don't know. I want to see what the groups are doing that I'm in first before I just go to a town meeting and start announcing that I am a, crazy cat lady, lefty libtard. Yeah, that'll get me in the papers, you think? No, it's not just me, though. It's not just me. There's others, so it's not going to be me alone. Nope. Yeah, well, I still can. You think? Oh, my God. All right. So what are we going to talk about? The next thing I wanted to talk about, and let's get over here. All right, was the free speech thing. So let me change again to the screen share. So we can now go into okay. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but we know what he's doing. The Trump orders government not to infringe on American speech, calls for censorship investigation, which is a ridiculous waste of money. Okay. And you know how it's going to be done. I already said it. It's going to be done through the private companies that own these agencies, and he can say, well, it's not the government that's doing it, but you goddamn well know that the government is going to strong arm these idiots. Yep. And so that's what's going to happen. I don't want to read the whole thing because it's ridiculous, but watch for the future. Watch in the future. All right. Now, I do want to move over we're going to refresh ourselves. I've talked about the things I'm pretty sure I covered what I wanted to with those two things, the things. But okay, so election day. Election day. I wanted to show you on our Facebook. I know you're going to say Facebook sucks and all that. But on Facebook, on our page, I took yesterday to trigger people because I put a black on my personal Facebook that my 90-year-old mom sees. I put a black face and a black cover, okay? But on our Facebook page, I just didn't give a shit. I didn't want to watch any of the inauguration or do anything like that. So I put up memes and boy, did I trigger people. This one, listen to this one. Kind of scary when the weatherman is the closest one to telling the truth on the news these days. Notice how this person put weatherman. How about weather person? But they're not going to do that now because we don't have affirmative action or DEI anymore. So everybody's going to be a man again. Yeah. Kind of scary when the weatherman is closest one to telling. But 14,000 people, right? Now let's see how many people. Oh, a lot of people laughed. Oh my goodness. 1,658 or more people laughed at that. Lots of people cried. And a lot of thumbs up, But I did not get the angry face. 537 comments. 537 comments. Actually, really, can you imagine? This is what triggered. So Jonathan O., who is the editor of the page, wrote, expect more abusive online comments and death threats to meteorologists who dare to utter the C word. C as in man-made climate change. I expect Trump 2.0 to further empower abusive folks to an even greater extent than Trump 1.0. And I'm telling you, he is, Jonathan, I couldn't do it without him. He's brilliant. And so 11 replies to Jonathan, right? I replied, oh, well, you and I will continue to bring all the factual science news on this Facebook page as long as we can until Mark ass-licking toady decides to shut us down. And then, hi, David Allen did. He says it was Biden administration that told Facebook to censor. Yes, put it in context. It wasn't so much censorship. It was trying to stem the disinformation and misinformation that is prolifically prevalent. Prolifically prevalent all over. There's so much of it. Americans are so gaslit, lied to. Oh my gosh. So you have to look at everything more than just Biden said it. We were trying to be informative to people with facts, especially on X, where I think it's just a losing battle. But people try. So, but there was a lot of, oh boy, I can tell this is going to be controversial. I don't know. Trending, shoot the messengers. Meanwhile, politicizing science is analogous to being ruled by King Shit Das instead of King Midas. The difference, while whatever King Midas touches turns to gold, whatever King Shit Das touches turns into shit. All right. I mean, we've had some pretty cool, we've had good, and then climate change. It's a real thing, you morons. Yeah. Jonathan knows this. Oh. So anyway, listen. Then people are like, you people have no issues with, I mean, this is pretty funny, with death threats to Christians, straight people, conservatives, etc. Why the hypocrisy? I don't want anybody getting death threats. I don't want anybody having that kind of life in the United States. That's ridiculous. But these people are crazy, right? So, this post is a joke, people. It's humor. You're supposed to lighten up and laugh. See, like this? Ha ha ha. But I'm not, of course, going to read all 520 comments. But, it really did really rile people up. It did. That one. And there was another one. Let me see if I can get to the pictures. Oh, shitski. Usually, here. This was another one. This one also really, really did. Not right here, but this is the picture that got people triggered too. Because I made a post. If I can find that post, if you don't mind getting dizzy while I go down to yesterday, because Jonathan right now is on a thing. He's on a roll to talk about how to get around places in California. He lives in San Diego, talks about the homeless crisis. He does he just brings everything to the page, and he's just great. It's really an interesting page, and it is a shame that it has to be on here, but it is. So I'm going to find, hang on. It's going to take a while because Jonathan was busy today. Holy crap. Oh, I put this one up. Elon Musk gave 2 back-to-back Nazi salutes at the Trump inauguration parade. Yeah, he did. The Third Reich. But and then I put up Rupert Reed's, I did put up his video of his response because I didn't watch the inauguration, so I did this. And people get so triggered by things here. The Third Reich. Let me see how big I can make that. It's true. It's true. But, okay, oh man, I want the triggering one. Jonathan, the MAGA cap would have greater intrinsic value if it is repurposed into a barf bag. Yay, Jonathan. Ah! Yeah, he's great. Jonathan's great. But I really can't find. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Let's see if you can hear this. I don't know if you can hear this. Nope, you can't. You can't hear it. Wait, I don't know why. Nope. The system audio's not on, but this hypocrite performed, right? The hypocrite. And I put that up. And oh, yes, Leonard Peltier is granted clemency by President Biden. This is a big thing to me, to a lot of activists that have been waiting. What took him so long? He couldn't do this 4 years ago? Why couldn't he do it 4 years ago? My God. Okay. I really want to find the one. All right, there's the weatherman one. 15,000, 2.6 thousand shares. People like that one. There's the science literacy one. That wasn't as popular. But okay, here we go. This triggered. Today's a dark day in the United States. It actually making a lot of us very sick. And I just put it up because I was in a mood yesterday to fuck with everybody. So I used my own page. Why not? Why not? So we got 308, but I banned her, unfortunately. I should unban her, but there was really there was one woman that came on here. I banned her because I couldn't stand her. That was saying that, oh, I've been with you since the beginning. And I didn't notice all this kind of stuff. Well, she obviously is a freaking liar because I looked to see what comments there were. And she's a liar. And if she was with us from the beginning, she got radicalized during COVID and she decided not to, she decided probably to be a denier, or she changed her mind because a lot of people did become science deniers during that time. But people really not watching Adolf Trump and the Fourth Reich, right? They don't care. But it was democracy. Chuck, we know Chuck. Chuck is a doomer. democracy ended today, they'll be asking, what were you doing the day the U.S. became a totalitarian dictatorship? Shit, I really should have kept that one. I don't know how to unban her now from this. I should have. She's actually from where I'm from. So that was another triggering one. And so that was kind of what I wanted to do and show you what I did on the page. Trump, Mar-a-Lago, and the selling of the presidency, the Grifters Club, the Orange Turd. All right, number 4. Oh, he says 6 and counting. The Grifters Club. Yeah, but I won't do that on my normal shows. This is not a normal show. Yeah, your daddy. Yeah. Oh, yeah? Your daddy for the next 4 years, you'll be better off than under the Biden regime. I love when they call everything a regime. Here, this one was good. 2020 banned TikTok. 2025, I saved TikTok. 2020 banned TikTok. He saved TikTok. And that actually could lead into what I want to talk about a little bit without any notes or anything. I really do. I'm going to talk about this. I want to talk about how everybody went into that when the TikTok scam happened, and a lot of Americans got upset, and they went to that God damn, I didn't write down all the names. They went to that other app in China, all right? And people in America are clueless and pretty ignorant. And they went over there thinking that, oh my God, look, the Chinese are just loving this and all, not realizing that the Chinese Communist government has their finger on everything. There's no real freedom. Chinese people can't just get any YouTube channel. And whatever these lovely Chinese people, because the people themselves, there's nothing wrong with the people themselves. I have actually 2 Chinese, my stepbrother married a Chinese woman, and his son married a Chinese woman, and both weddings were in China, and I was supposed to go, but I could not go, and my mother and my parents went when, anyway. So it's the fact that people have to understand it wasn't all great and wonderful and fantastic to get off TikTok, which was manipulating Americans to go on this other Chinese app where the Chinese Communist Party dictates everything. And they are very strict. How do I know? Because I worked with a woman who came to our institution when I was working, who was directly with the Chinese Communist Party, and she was here to oversee the projects we were doing at that time with China and oversee what the Chinese researchers were doing. I made friends with her. When she went back to China, I actually bought her car from her that she was driving around in. I really liked her a lot, but my boss always reminded me, listen, she's with the Chinese Communist Party, and they are very monitored. Their social media policies are not like here, although here may not be the government, but it will be sliming through the government into the private corporations that are going to shut us up. I think that's what's going to happen. I really do. So the same thing with Russia, although Russia is stricter with its people. And you really can't Russia can get some YouTubes, but everything is very strict, very, very strict. And they have their own social media. And so there's a lot of clamping down on all these other countries, but by the governments. See, because we're an oligarchy, we don't have to. We can hide behind the fact that it's not the government, but behind and what we're fighting against is really the government. I've said it 100 times through this. So anyway, so basically that's really what I've wanted to talk about tonight. I wanted to talk about the phony energy crisis, which is just going to bring us closer, probably closer to the WASF, which, a lot of us don't want to think about. A lot of us have hopium, I mean, my hopium consists of getting up tomorrow morning. I hope I do. My opium consists of not having a headache. I mean, I'm wearing a neck brace tonight because I'm trying to avoid getting these headaches. Yeah, I know. I know that you are saying only 4 years left, moving right along. These 4 years are 4 years of my aging process. I'm going to be old. And yes, I think David does, but it's good. We're going to see what David has Friday night. I think people are going to like, because in my channel, we have brought people on that really do like these natural, you want to call them solutions, whatever you want to call them, but they're good, interesting, and people, as I always say, this is an environmental umbrella. We bring on everyone with a voice under that environmental umbrella that is reasonable and doing something great, factual, scientifically, and not an idiot, although I've probably brought on maybe a couple assholes. I don't know. I don't know. But let us. Oh, did I get another super chat? Oh, I got another one. Only we can't see the pictures. Yay! I am so excited. I'm so excited for the day that I can I'm going to do it by money order so I don't screw up my checking account or anything. And I'm going to send the money and show you all the picture to Pasadena. I'm excited about this. I'm a nerd. And then we go back to normal, where I ask for money for cat food, cat litter, and I pay the internet. All right. I think I had a couple. No, I can't. All right. Let's look for the cues. Let's look for anything that relax, the end is really non-linear. Oh, I'm not getting old. I'm getting better. No, not my spine. Tell that to my spine and my neck. Oy, ay, ay, ay. I feel like I have chicken bones for a spine. But I work every day. I do a lot every day. It's not just, I don't just sit, but I did do a lot of sitting in here today, so I had to get out and walk at the property. Good evening, Renato. You're late, but it's nice to see you anyway. Uh-huh. And, okay. We're, we're already, I love you guys. Mm. Ah, this is David. I really think you're going to like David, and he's funny. And I think you're going to like what his company is proposing. I know you are. And if you don't, well, you're cranky. That's all. Because like I say, people are innovative. You can't stop people from doing things, okay? Hey, Orb Rumors, nice to see you. You're late too, but it's okay. Almost an hour. I'm trying to keep it to an hour. Next Tuesday night, I'll come back. I love my buddy. I love my buddy. I do. You're cranky. And I love you too. These are great. But, I could be cranky too. Anyway. Oh, and I'm going to talk about another show, a video that Sam sent me about living alone. But we'll do that another time. That'll be for Sunday morning, pajama mornings. But Libby, you're on time. Yay. All right. We have to think about a flush of the day. All right, guys. Put in your vote for what will be the flush of the day. And my hat should have its own show. Yeah. No, like I said, my hat is showing solidarity. Oh, wait a minute. Did I have one more? Yeah, solidarity for everybody down there. And that's Pensacola, I believe it is. Let me see if the weather changed. I bet the weather changed while it went down to 2 degrees. I've got my wood stove going, got some electric heaters. I actually got approved. Listen, guys, you're going to be so happy to hear this. Even though I hate propane, it is backup. I was very worried about this. I got a proof for heap. So we're going to applause this because I live in the poverty level. I am poor. Yay! Yay! Which is the heating assistance in New York State. So thank them for giving me help. So now at least I can use the backup without worrying that it's going to run out. And, you know, yeah. Okay, I'm doing a show about a turd and I'm wondering what to flush. Yeah, but there's other things. We flush the orange turd all the time. I want to know what to flush. Come on, what are we going to flush, guys? Oh, yeah, this is what all the people are. It's so cold. What's up with global warming? All right, Stinkhorn gets your vote for the flush. All right, here we go. Flushing Stinkhorn. I used to have a video for it. I should put up the video for it. But anyway, I do have the video for it. So that got a flush. And one more. Oh, we have a couple of them. We're going to flush hatred. And one more. One more. Okay. We're doing 3 tonight. We're doing 3. We're having multiple flushgasms. All right, there we go. All right, 3 of them. Okay, my friends, let's see what other things. And did you click the like? I see 68 likes. Well, I'm happy. That's good because, we don't even get 100 people to watch the channel. And I think it was a pretty good show. David, flush ignorance. Oh, no, David, we're going to wait for your Friday night show for your choices of flushes. All right? 3 times the charm. Yeah, it is. It is. It really is. But seriously, we don't have a national energy emergency. And I am actually sick to death of the fact that these people are going to try to overturn the fracking ban in my county, which will ruin, I don't know. I'm on the shale. I mean, the farmers here, if they're greedy enough and they're stupid enough and they're not educated, they might go for it. And there's been other people that have wanted it. So it's pretty scary, I think. Yeah. Well, listen, Alex. Flush water. We all know the orange turd has to flush, 8 times for one round of a bunch of cheeseburgers? And that's why he wants to stop making water efficient toilets and sinks. Oh my gosh, we are so screwed. Ay, ay, ay. I am still mystified by my toilet takes clean water and makes it horribly smelly, and then adds it up to industrial and hospital waste, and then sends it somewhere to attempt to clean it. Yes, we have done amazing things as human beings with wastewater treatment, haven't we? And we can even test wastewater treatment for diseases, which is very helpful, which is hardly being done anymore like it was. So Looney says before leaving, hit the likes, share, subscribe, and become a member of Environmental Coffee House. And tomorrow night, left past 10. Now, I can't guarantee I'm going to make it. It all depends. I have to get home from Buffalo in one piece. Please, I shouldn't even say that. It's going to be very cold. There in Buffalo right now, there's about 1.5 feet of snow. And I have to drive through what is called the snow, really the snow belt to get there. So I'm already trying to get my route figured out, the least amount of snow route. I'm not going to take all the back roads that I usually take because I know it'll be icky. But this is a doctor's appointment. I absolutely have to. I did, Looney. I don't have. All right, wait. Hang on. I'm going to have to share them because how could I not share his pictures? Hang on a second. And I will. I'm going to share them. We're going to get into the Discord because that's where they are. And hang on. All right, hang on, guys. We're going to go right back to the other to the screen sharing, and here, let's do it. There's his pictures. That's Louisiana. These are Looney's pictures he sent today. I'm sorry, sweetheart, for not setting it up earlier. Look at that. I mean, he never sees this. So thank you for sending those. Okay? All right. So we did it. We did it. We did it. We showed his Louisiana pictures, and I think we are pretty much just about done. And I want to thank you guys. Thank you very much. All right. No, they are not. They are not. Oh, they were shoveling snow in Lafayette. Oh my God, your husband's family. They were shoveling. Yeah, it's been kind of wild, but if you listen to actually Daniel Swain's been doing most of the wildfire, but he has been talking about the jet stream a little bit. But all right, guys, thank you. If I make it, hopefully I will be on Left Past 10 tomorrow night, the unscripted show. And I think Matt has a lot of clips, so it could be easy. If my back doesn't hurt, my neck doesn't hurt, and I'm not whining, and I'm not in a bad mood, I will be that way. Okay. All right, so only 6 times. Wait, only 6 times? All right. I only said the turd's name 6 times. Believe me, in all my other shows, I won't be. Okay. We are over and out. Yeah, and don't forget, Pasadena, you can PayPal too. I don't have to worry about all the tax shit with PayPal. All right. Don't forget Climate Crisis Club, Saturdays, X, and David Mitchell Friday night.